Alright guys, I'm going to continue my lessons on how to draw people. I'm going to start with the simplest intuitions possible and help us build from there. I was talking a little bit about craniums last time, and we're going to try some rotations today. Um, so let's talk about just having a face like this. And how do we go about rotating? So most people, when they start out drawing people, they'll just draw a face straight up from the front, and then they'll start drawing their body. They'll start working their way down, start going to the neck, and etc. And that's fine. Um, but then a lot of people will say they have trouble, drawing hands, drawing legs. How do I get all the body parts in? And I talked to you in the last video a little bit about having this skeleton here. And I'm going to show you, especially using the box version of the skeleton, how to start rotating that form. So let's use a box head, actually. Let's keep things really simple here. And this is going to be a really good exercise for you to practice. I'm just going to keep this face as simple as possible. Now let's imagine the box is rotating to the right. Or I should say, counterclockwise. So we're going to keep, so imagine if this had a center line here and an eye line. We want center line, eye line, right in the middle, and then eyes right here, smiley face right there. Pretty simple, right? And we can keep rotating that. We're going to see more of the side plane of the face, and a plane is just a flat surface. And I'm going to put these angles here just to show that the lines are converging in perspective. And we'll put a eye line, center line right there. So you can see now that this person is really starting to look to the right here. And then if I were to fully rotate it, I would just see this. This is going to be side. Let's draw a little ear right there. Let's imagine there's an ear, and then this person's ear is going to be right there. And we know that this person is looking that way. Right? This is where we're facing. Let's do an up arrow there, just to show. And now this is pretty intuitive. And we can do the same thing with a circle. So center line, eye line. Person's eyes right there. We're going to rotate it a little bit. And this time it's going to wrap around the ball right there. Eye line, center line. Let's put a smiley face on there. Here, the center line is going to be moving way to the side. I guess here it would not be quite as extreme, huh? So let's move the center line of this one. Let's just move it a little bit slightly, just slightly. Okay. So here, it would be more rotated, and the mouth would track the center line. And then here, I would imagine that the center line is like going that way. If we were to add an ear right here, ear right here, ear right there, then because it's round, we might see a little bit of the eye right there, and a little bit maybe of the mouth right there. Now, we got the box head and the circle head. Now the real head, as I mentioned in an earlier video, is going to be a skull with a cranium right there and a jawline. So how do we rotate that? We have to do the same thing when we're thinking about rotating this 3D object. Okay, so center line, eye line, and again, I like repetition so that you guys, get the idea. Let's put ears here on the side. Now we can put ears on this guy or girl for each of these. Ears right here. And let's put a nose this time. Nose, mouth. Let's even put a hairline right here. Hairline up from the ears, across the forehead. And this is, we have a much more accurate figure. Now, remember that the cranium is going to get longer from the side. So I'm going to wrap the center line around this way, bring it down. And the jawline is going to start where the ear starts. So it's kind of like on the side here. Now, the way Proko splits this up is that imagine this is the front part of the cranium, the front part of someone's face. You can kind of cut these pieces off, and you will get this sort of side plane in the cranium. So imagine I'm sort of cutting this piece off on the side, like cutting the ball so that it kind of looks like this. That's kind of what it ends up looking like, that with those pieces cut off. So then we have right here the piece cut off right there, and then in the middle of that is going to be where my ear probably goes. So let's get the center line here, and the ear is going to line up with the eyes. Usually the middle of the ear is going to line up with the eyes. Ear here. And I can go, deeper on like the alignments in a little bit. So jawline comes down from the ear. straight line down here this way. This is more like the front plane of the face. We'll talk about planes in a little bit too. But I'm basically showing you, once you know the anatomy of the head, the rotation is going to be the same as the box guy and the sphere guy. So, nose here. I'm going to talk a little bit about alignments. But again, every person's face is different. And depending on the person you're drawing, depending on your style, you want to practice on real people, of course, but you can also adapt it to your style once you know the anatomy. Okay, so we can get eyes right here, nose coming off. It might even go past the jawline there. This is like an adult male, I would say. Ear right here, and this is the side plane. It's cut off from the head, like on the side right there. And then we would have a long cranium right there, sort of stretches out a little bit. And that center line is going to be all the way here on the side. And then that side plane is cut out. Ear comes down right in the middle. Bring the jawline down and forward. And it sort of joins the side of the face right there. And then the eyes line up here in the center. Going to see a little bit of the eye from the side. Nose comes down here. And then the mouth is right there. So this is how we can start building intuition. Now, a lot of you might not know like the anatomy for the head going this way, but you can draw a box head and you can draw a circle head. So let's say you don't know too much anatomy, but you know your character has a round cheeks, right? So let's draw a character here with like some round cheeks. Let's say it's Goku. Goku. Like, let's go with the Dragon Ball style here. And your style is going to be like something like this. You know, I'm not going to bother with the Goku hair here, but let's say that the style looks like that. A character with round cheeks. Now, we're still going to use the same guidelines with the center line and the eye line. And as I rotate him, I might even like wrap around the round cheeks like that. So round cheeks like that. Wrap around it like that. Eye line here. Nose, mouth. Okay. So we're doing kind of a similar thing. We're rotating. Let's just go all the way to the side here. Round cheeks, maybe like that. And then our eyes is going to show up right here. Nose right there, mouth right there. So you don't have to really know a lot of the anatomy, but of course it helps to practice on as many real heads as you can. So look at real heads. You can even trace over them, try to find the skull in there. And the same thing applies to bodies. Now I'm going to do a quick rotation on the body. Now imagine this is going to be our from the front side. We're going to have our head, rib cage, pelvis, right? Now let's just work with this so far. If we're going to rotate everything, or let's get a center line going all the way through too. We're going to rotate everything slightly. It's going to be our face right there. And then even this is going to rotate in the same way. And the rib cage is a lot wider than it is, thick, deep depth, and same with the pelvis, right? Okay, so maybe we'll see a top plane right there, depending on the perspective. So everything's rotating this way, counterclockwise. I'm going to actually put a center line through the middle here, but I'm going to put a line where I think the spine is going to be also. It kind of runs through the back there. Now we're going to keep rotating. Now this is, again, a very good exercise to do. I know you guys want to draw people, and this is going to be super, super useful for you. Just rotating things, because this is really going to give you the intuition that people are complex, but you can make them using simple broken down shapes. Okay, so there's that. I'm getting the sizes a bit wrong, but I hope you guys get the idea. So center line here, center line there. I'm going to go ahead and run a spine through the back right there. And from here, let's add some ears here as well. Ear, ear, and then like that. Here's a box. The rib cage. Now there's going to be a little bit of a tilt here. I haven't taught you guys that yet, but let's not worry about it too much, because there's like a little S-curve going down the spine right there. Let's not worry about that too much yet, but this is what it's going to look like. And we won't be able to see, because it's a flat box, the front planes right there. So this is going to be that rotation I'm talking about. And then now we want to add shoulders. We can talk about the ball and socket joint that I told you about last time. Ball and socket joint right there. You'll be able to see it there. And then we're going to get the arms in. Arms. Can't see it that side. Like that. And get that elbow bend in there. Okay. So again, this is going to help you because now I know once you can like do this, you can do all sorts of like perspectives. Like you can have a person like from the top view like this, and then you can sort of use rotating the boxes in perspective, and now it can draw someone from the top view. And I'm just you got to think about the boxes, but it's still the same thing. Ball and socket joint right there, elbows coming down like that. Ball and socket joint right there for the legs coming down, and things are kind of getting further away. So there's my person from the top view. I like to add in the ears after. There's that guy's little ear. So this is the kind of thing you can do to start developing your ability to draw people. And I don't want to go any more complex than this. You want to keep the shape simple and start drawing people from different perspectives. I could go in and start teaching like how to do the eyelid and the eyebrows and stuff like that, and how to do the details of the nose and like that. But we got to start with the big shapes, because I can keep drawing this and we can get into the specifics about like how everything looks, and you guys can see that I can draw it if I so choose. But the reason we can apply and understand these structures is because I started here. Okay, so all that said, I want you guys to practice those rotations. And if you guys want to join my Discord, go ahead and go to my website, chokenator.com. It asks you, do you want to get good? And the getting good section of my website it links to my my Discord server. So go ahead and check that out, and you can exchange. You can send me some of your practice pages, and I would love to review them and give you guys critique. Okay, thank you guys. God bless. Bye bye.